My name is Finn, and these are my speakers with me.
Vincent.
CJ.
Dan.
Vincent.
Jack.
Um, Today we're gonna be talking about the NFL playoffs and who's gonna win each game. Jack, do you have any opinions about the playoffs?
Yeah, so we'll start in the NFC. And I think, first of all, the Bucks versus Lions game. I think the Buccaneers are gonna upset the Lions just because they have more aspects on offense and defense. The next NFC game is the Green Bay versus San Francisco. I'm really excited for this game. It's gonna be a really close, high-scoring game. Each team has a very good aspects, but I think the Niners are going to pull it out more just because they have better offense and defense, just a better overall team. And I think that in the AFC, the Texans and the Ravens, this is going to be a very good matchup. Both teams, whoever wins, it's a massive leap for both of them in playoff-wise, but I think the Ravens are going to pull it off just because Lamar Jackson will lead them to the win. And then the last game, the most exciting game, I think, is going to be the Chiefs versus the Bills. It's going to be really exciting. Each of these games in the past couple of years have been really, really good games. But I think playoff-wise, Patrick Mahomes is a better leader in the playoffs, and I think the Chiefs will take it away barely.
Yeah, so I agree with that. And Mahomes, definitely great leader out on the field in the playoffs especially. I agree with all of those scores, really. I wouldn't really disagree with many of those outcomes. I think personally, the Niners are gonna win because of their offense. So
I agree with that.
I think for the Ravens-Texans game, it's going to be a really good game because C.J. Stroud and the Texans have been doing really good this season. He's building up the franchise of the Texans. But the Ravens with Lamar Jackson and Odell Beckham Jr. and Isaiah Likely, I think the Ravens will pull out the win barely, though.
See, I think I'm going to have to disagree with the Bills-Chiefs. I think the Bills are going to take this one. I think the Chiefs, they've struggled later in the season, and the Bills have the momentum right now. I'm going to go Bills.
Yeah, I've got to agree with Dan here. I mean, I think, the home field advantage just can't be understated for Bills Mafia. Huge home crowd. They're red hot right now, and nothing against Mahomes and Kelsey and company, but I have a hard time seeing them going into Buffalo and walking away with a win.
Sorry. You're the host.
Finn,
Okay. Yeah, I agree with all of you guys besides all of the dads. Because I think my personal opinion is the Chiefs. I think like one of you said, Patrick Mahomes, like you said, right? Patrick Mahomes is really, really good at being a leader sometimes, and
especially in the
yes,
playoff position.
Yes, in the playoff
pressure.
position. And Travis Kelce, he's doing really good in the season so far. He hasn't been bad at all this season, so I think they're gonna do good.
Yeah. I think one question we really have to examine for the Chiefs game, and this is really important, is how many times will they show Taylor Swift on TV during that game?
5 million.
5 million. Okay.
Too many.
Travis Kelce's got motivation.
Yeah, so I agree with the Taylor Swift thing. That they just show her too much, and it's almost bringing the fans away from the football game.
They show her way too much.
I think every time they show her, their ratings go up a little bit. So
Yeah.
they're going to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I also think that this could be a distraction for Travis Kelce and everything. That
He'll be
could
too focused on Taylor Swift, not the game.
Which then I do see the Bills winning
Right.
in the outcome.
Another mark for the Bills there. Yeah.
So the Niners Green Bay game.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Bills big underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, the Green Bay big underdog.
Big underdog, yeah.
So Jordan Love, he's been playing pretty good lately.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
They've been red hot. They had a great game against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Their offense was just working on every level. So I think they're gonna upset.
I agree. but I honestly see the Niners coming out on this one. Brock Purdy's been super, just red hot this season. Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, and then defensive wise like Nick
Fred
Bosa,
Warner.
Fred Warner.
I think the Niners are just way too talented to discount right now. I think they're going to roll Green Bay, frankly, and I think we're going to see them in the Super Bowl this year, for all the reasons you just stated. I mean, just too much talent on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Definitely the Niners coverage on defense. They're probably second best defense in the NFL right now. Their defense is playing great right now. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner.
And Brock Purdy's got a chip on his shoulder. He was the last pick in the draft. He's got
Yeah.
something to prove.
Yeah.
You know, don't discount that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brock Purdy definitely underestimated in the draft, and then just comes out having a stellar season.
There's another quarterback who recently retired who was a low pick in the draft. I think his name was Tom Brady. Maybe you guys heard of him.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it worked out pretty well for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
tired though.
Not so much for us in New England though when he left.
Yeah.
Ever since then, we've had a hard time.
How are we feeling about the Baltimore-Houston game? What are predictions for
I mean,
that?
C.J. Stroud, Lamar, rookie versus veteran.
Yeah.
I see the Ravens coming out on top.
I also do. I just feel like the Texans aren't ready yet. They're not prepared. The veteran Ravens, they just have the experience, and they can pull the pieces, and they can pull together the pieces in these playoffs. And then the Texans, they're a great team.
Yeah.
Just their young experience level isn't too high right now. CJ Stroud has absolutely blown away the crowds. He's gonna win Rookie of the Year. And then also they just don't have the experience in the playoffs right now. I think the Ravens, they have so much experience right now. It's just I just don't see the game going any other ways, but there's always a
Yeah, I
possibility.
think the Texans need a year or two to really gel as a team and mature a little bit more. But great showing this year so far. But hard to see them coming out on top.
I agree with that because, basically, like you said, the Ravens have the Ravens have a better aspect of winning right now, just because Texans, what you said, less experience, not prepared. Ravens, they have Lamar. Yeah, more experience. They have Lamar, but C.J. Stroud is doing really good. So I think, for me, it's 51% for Ravens, 49% for Texans.
Yeah.
What about Buccaneers Lions?
Yeah,
Bucks are going to take.
predictions on that.
I think the Lions have been doing really good this season. And
I think that the Bucks are gonna put a stop to that. Honestly, Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great predictions. I think both of these teams past couple years have been underdogs. Lions, obviously, when Tom Brady retired, Bucks have been switching up quarterbacks.
It's just been hard.
Yeah, and thinking back in the preseason, the Bucks were thinking about deciding Kyle Trask over Baker Mayfield. If that shows now, that's just like the stupidest thing we've ever heard because Baker Mayfield has been unbelievable for the Buccaneers. this year. They would not be
he's
here without him.
proven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's proven himself.
Yeah.
He's worthy.
What do you think?
Of being their starting quarterback?
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I mean, I think you can't discount the Buccaneers and what they're bringing to the table. I mean, both teams. I don't know if either of them anybody would have predicted they were going to be here. At the beginning of the season. So, kind of a great year overall for both of them. But I have to give the edge to the Bucks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any predictions for Super Bowl teams? Who's going to be? Let's go around.
Let's
Then you
start
start.
at Vincent.
Okay.
I mean, Niners are definitely my number one pick. I think they're going to be there. Be surprised if they're not.
Most people would, because you just look at their lineup of players, their coaches, like everything. The pieces just pull together for them. Really.
Jack, what about you?
Yeah, Super Bowl predictions. I'm going I'm going to go Lions, beat the 49ers in the NFC Championship. And then for the AFC, I'm going Ravens beat the Texans and make it to the Super Bowl. I'm going Lions, Ravens, but Ravens pull it out just because they have a better aspect. The NFC Championship game is going to be a thriller, is my guess.
Why would you say the Lions are going to come out?
I think this year they've proven to themselves that they can come up in clutch moments. Thanksgiving Day versus the Packers, obviously not a good game, but the Packers pulled it out. But I think that the Lions can really show themselves to everyone that they can be a legitimate team in the NFL.
Finn, what about you?
Yeah.
For me, Super Bowl predictions, AFC Championship, I think Ravens are gonna pull it out to beat the Texans because they just have a better aspect. NFC Championship, I think Lions, same as Jackson. I think Lions are gonna pull it out, beat them. Ravens, Lions, Super Bowl. I think Ravens are gonna pull it out barely.
I'm thinking right now that the Niners are going to win in the NFC, and I'm torn between the Chiefs and Ravens. So I'd have to give the edge to the Ravens just because they've been hot, and if they can beat Houston, they'll definitely be ready because Houston, there's just such a well put together team that it's just going to give them that big leap of momentum that they're going to be just it's a put together team very well. Beckham though, he's getting old. He's probably not the best teammate, so that's the only thing that I don't know if he can work well with his team.
He's
right
a
now.
polarizing figure, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
CJ?
What do you see,
I think I like the Packers. I think the Packers have a really good chance. I think the Super Bowl is going to be Ravens versus Packers. I think it'll be a really good Super Bowl.
I'm going to go 2 cold weather teams. I'm going to go Green Bay and Buffalo. That's my Super Bowl.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
Wow.
Probably last.
Yeah.
All right. This is Play by Play Sports signing off. Thank you.